In Full Zoom is presented to you by Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
Half a day, everyone. Nestor Licanto here with another edition of In Full Zoom, and I'm pleased to introduce our guest today, and we'll be talking about Workforce Opportunities Reimagined, a conference at the Guam Community College next week. And of course, first of all, Dr. Mary Okada, the president of the Guam Community College. We have Dave Dell'Isola, the very popular director of the Department of Labor, and Wayne Bigler is representing Cabras Marine. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thanks for having us.
Dave, thank you.
Let me start with you, Dr. Okada. Tell us a little bit more about what's behind the Workforce Opportunities Reimagined Conference and explain what its purpose is.
So the Guam Community College team identified an opportunity whereby we can engage in a conversation with individuals who are not only unemployed, but looking to upskill so that they can avail of job opportunities that are in the horizon or that are currently available so that they can get back to work. And so with this reimagining conference, it is going to be a virtual conference, but it will bring together individuals from different areas, different occupational areas that will identify where the gaps are currently in our labor force and identifying tools that we can upskill them with either through the community college or other educational institutions like the Guam Trades Academy or the University of Guam or other training programs here on island so that people can get back to work. So our team has put together this virtual conference, and on the last day there will be an opportunity for a virtual job fair. So this is an exciting opportunity for us. Although we can't meet people in person, this is now another innovative way to bring the information to the residents so that they can identify what's up front, what's available to them, so that we can all reimagine what our new workforce is going to look like.
Yeah, and I imagine that after this pandemic, it will look quite different. Dave, can you tell us about the Labor Department's involvement?
Yes, well, of course, we've always partnered very closely with Mary. I think it was in May of 2019, we attended a conference together, a summit from Governor Bullock, and we kind of laid a foundation to what we're in exactly what we're at now. How do we retool? How do we reimagine with the business kept in mind instead of just the employees that are coming in needing help? We needed to change. We needed to, instead of training people to come in, they get a certificate and then they go out looking for work with the certificate in hand. Let's train them let's get the businesses to find out what they need and get those people trained into those businesses so that they walk right into those jobs. And we've been gearing towards that with the boot camps and the training and the MDF funding and the apprenticeship and the GRAT programs. This is something that we are poised to take advantage of very quickly. And we have a great working relationship, a partnership that's very close. And we're chasing those dollars. I mean, between the MDF with the increase in the military H2s, increasing the funding for training. And we recently applied for a $12 million National Dislocated Worker Grant, which ties into the COVID and the high amount of layoffs. So we'll keep our fingers crossed with that. And then, of course, our regular WIOA and Dislocated Worker Grant monies. Hopefully there will be plenty of money to be available for the public to retrain, re-educate, and recertify and go into a new or upskill their present occupation. And we're very excited to start this process.
All right, and Wayne, I know that Cabras Marine has been a very strong supporter of the program, the boot camp program, and also a beneficiary. Can you explain Cabras Marine's involvement?
Yeah, so as Dave and Dr. Okada alluded to, partnership, and really our owner Terry Watkins and our president Joe Cruz considering the unique industry in ship repair, we wanted to ramp up and revitalize the ship repair industry here on the island. We started the apprenticeship program in 2012, and we've had I want to say 2014, we had upwards of 70 plus apprentices. And essentially through attrition, turnovers, guys figuring out, is this the kind of industry I would like to be in? Our president worked with Dr. Okada, and again, partnering with Department of Labor. What can we do to ensure that we have individuals from the community that want to partake and participate in this unique industry in ship repair? And so with the boot camp, it's a 12-week program. One of the things that we've committed to on 2 occasions, and we're actually working with GCC again to start a 3rd boot camp latter part of this year, is taking those unemployed, underemployed, no-skilled individuals, commit them through this 12-week boot camp, and it's just been amazing. I mean, not only the skills that they obtain through the instructors. I mean, you have committed instructors at GCC, but understanding the industry lingo, to also that camaraderie that they built during the course of the 12-week program. So, one of the key points too is highlighting the 7 A's of work ethics: attitude, attendance, appearance, and it just has worked so well for us. And we champion the boot camp, and I think this upcoming opportunity for the September conference is we want to help our island community and rely on ourselves, if you will, versus yes, we need to avail of off-island resources, but in parallel, let's continue to train and build up and educate our local workforce.
In Full Zoom is presented to you by Calvo Enterprises, Inc. GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information. In Full Zoom is presented to you by Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
And Dr. Okada, you mentioned that word, and I like it a lot, upskill. Of course, a lot, if not the majority of the unemployed or underemployed right now are from the tourism industry. Can you explain a little bit more about upskill and how this conference is going to be able to help some of those who are now looking for work?
So one of the objectives of the conference really is to identify what areas in the job market need skilled workers, and how can you retool an individual who possibly, for example, if you're working in the hotel industry, we know that there's a lot of emphasis or focus now on disinfecting hotel rooms, and instead of being just being a housekeeper, why not get the certification to do disinfecting? Because we know that disinfecting is going to be here for a while. And so that's one area. Another thing is we know that there's a lot of emphasis right now on information technology. So identifying individuals maybe in the hotel industry again that may want to sharpen their skills and gain a new skill that includes information technology. And one of the things that Wayne talked about really was how the college has now included work ethic into the component of our training. Because one of the things we hear all the time is that you can train them, they can have the best certifications, but if they don't show up to work and they don't have the right attitude, then how are they going to help my business? And so in addition to reskilling or uptooling, we're now in the mindset of reshaping what the workforce on Guam is going to look like. So we're reshaping our economy, reshaping the industry based on what the interactions that we've been having over the past several months on how we can get folks back to work. We know that the construction industry continues to fall short in terms of skilled workers. And so we're hoping to identify individuals that may want to take some time now to get trained in the construction industry so that they can support the military buildup and all their activities and construction outside the fence as well. I mean, the college has been doing a lot of construction here. We will tell you, one of the major setbacks in some of the projects that we have here is not enough workers to support the contractor. So even as a trainer, we recognize that the workforce is limited in some areas. And so again, identifying those that are in industry that maybe want to upskill or retool so that they have other opportunities that they can pivot in the event that one component is not supported at the time, that they be able to pivot into another job almost immediately so that their continued employment to support their families is there.
Yeah, and Dave, speaking of pivoting, on a longer term view, on a more long range view, one of the other things that this pandemic has taught us was that, and we've known this for a long time, that we can't continue to rely solely on tourism as our main industry, and diversification has always been, on the lips of our political leaders, but, we have not yet fully developed a diversified economy. So what do we do? What comes first, the chicken or the egg? Do we train folks up for an industry and invite investors, or do we invite investors and then train up the workforce, or do we do it at the same time?
Well, I think now, while everybody is kind of sitting and in a lull, especially in the hospitality industry, I think a lot of employees have to think, what are they going to do? If they're going to survive in the hospitality industry, then they're going to have multiple skills, like Mary was saying. You can't just be one. You got to make yourself more valuable. And so now's the time to start training. Now's the time to start learning. And in the construction field, that we're always going to be bringing in H2s for the hard work and all that stuff. So my advice is to those employees that maybe want to get into that field, be the smart ones. Go into ship repair. They pay well. That's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be in big demand. Go into heavy equipment operation or truck driving. Those are stuff that are always going to be in demand throughout the life of this buildup. The worker's going to come and go, but we need the skilled people to operate those heavy machinery, those equipments that drive those trucks, the dump trucks, the heavy operators. You're going to need those all the time, and they pay well, and they don't work out in the hard sun like some of the other positions. So be smart, get into those kind of trades. There's the nursing, and then there's technology, as she was saying. If you upskill your abilities to take advantage of those types, you become more valuable. So when they call you back, they're going to call back the ones who can multitask, have multiple trains. So that's what we're pivoting now. That's what we're going to move into. And then there's lots of other entrepreneurial activities that, if you look in this current environment, it's changing. You need to pivot to those quickly and adapt to those changes. And now's the time to get the training, the education, the skills, the certifications, and move forward with that. We're going to get those dollars in. It's coming in, and it's going to come in very quickly. And Mary's adjusting very quickly to adapt to those situations. That's what makes Guam so unique. We're small enough that we can adapt very quickly to the changes. And we need to look at the businesses and see, what is it that you need to continue? You need to adapt. We need to find those new opportunities and train people into those businesses. And these employees need to decide, you're going to stick it out, upskill, or retrain into a demand-driven occupation. And that's what we need to move towards very quickly.
In Full Zoom is presented to you by Calvo Enterprises, Inc. GU 2 Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information. In Full Zoom is presented to you by Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
Yeah, and Wayne, from the employer's perspective, could you elaborate more on why you would encourage employers to take advantage, or at least keep tabs on this kind of a program and hire the folks that come out of it?
Yeah, so again, with the program, it's, the Dr. Okada and Dave spoke on, upscale, multitasking. And really, one thing about our island, we're resilient people, we're ambidextrous. And, so long as we put our heart and soul as far as wanting to learn that new task, and be able to multitask, it really benefits the companies. And then for our private sector partners, our boot camp, our apprenticeship, how we've grown and expanded, and the continuing education we provide to our island community through our apprentices. It speaks volumes as far as where Guam is heading. So, I encourage employers to participate in this upcoming conference, and, also invite the local community. As Dave mentioned, we're talking about hospitality, but now it's time to think outside of the box. This is unprecedented times with the whole pandemic, and we got to be flexible and open-minded to, at the end of the day, we got to take care of our loved ones at home. So, what other skills can I gain? What other trades can I learn? And, I think with this conference, the programs such as the boot camp, there's many boot camps available over at Guam Community College, and again, partnership with, the Department of Labor. So it's just, with our island community, and then, with our private companies, I can't stress enough the importance as far as how we grow together, build together, and become educated together as an island community.
Yeah, and Dr. Okada mentioned it. She alluded to the fact that the training is not just for a specific trade, but it's also the training is to make them a better employee, to come in on time, to be prompt, to be respectful. Can you elaborate on that and how that's worked out for your company and the graduates that you guys hire?
Yeah, it's worked great for the most part. As far as with the 12-week course, it's not just a specific course. For example, you got the different trades from welding, carpentry, electrical. There's OSHA training. So, safety, industry, safety, and the work ethics. Our guys, the graduates, they were very specific that was one of the more challenging classes they've taken at GCC. So, it's again, the attitude, the work attendance, the 7 A's is what we really stressed on, and it has been very beneficial to us. Just seeing with the improved attitude as a general with all the apprentices that graduated from that boot camp, and then are now apprentices with us. So they continue to work with us, earn while you learn. That's the whole apprentice motto. And, they're continuing their education with community college.
All right. And Dr. Okada, wanted to circle back to the conference itself. I think it's going to be on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. Can you just elaborate on what the different components are going to be on those days? And it's open to everybody, right?
That's correct. And so it will begin Wednesday, September 2nd from 9 to 12. And that will be the opening and the plenary sessions. And so basically the framework for that day is where we are going. Thursday, September 3rd, again, 9 to 12 would be how will we get there? So it's kind of like a strategic plan. How do we get there? And including report outs and breakout sessions. And then on Friday, September 4th from 9 to 12, it's a discussion on who's going to get us there. Who are the education partners, and different presentations from each educational group. And then in the afternoon from 1 to 3 will be the virtual workforce meetup and the career fair. So that kind of outlines, we didn't want to have it continuous. We know people are zoomed out because there's a lot of conversation happening on Zoom, but this is an opportunity for people really to engage, take some time and look to see what is ahead. And so by providing it in small snippets, it allows you to reflect on the previous day and perhaps engage in the conversation the subsequent day, which eventually leads to building your momentum, building your effort to actually participate in the career fair component, because that's going to be the end result of it. Again, laying the strategic plan is of who we are, where we're going, and then identifying how we're going to get there, and hopefully providing opportunities for individuals to retool for workforce of the future.
Yeah, for the career fair, will you have companies that will be on hand to, talk to prospective employees?
That's correct.
Okay, who are some of those?
I think we're still building it right now. I don't have the list right in front of me, but we can send that to you, and we'll have it available and posted on our website.
Okay, great. And Dave, how would you, what would you say rather to prospective employees out there? There's this whole idea early on that, they're getting free money from the federal government for not working, and so they're not interested in finding a job. But obviously that's not true. I think people, for the most part, do want to work. So tell them about this conference and why they should attend.
Well, I'll have my apprenticeship person, Phyllis, and the person who runs my employment development, Therese Camacho, all there so that you can meet with them and get an idea. This is perfect timing to lay the seed for an employee and for the business to get together and discuss with Mary and the GCC what they need. What are they looking for? She can adapt. She can make new courses. I like working with her because she gets results. When we put people into her programs, they come out with jobs. They come out with new skills, and they come out with certifications. That's what I like, those kind of outcomes with my federal dollars. And that's what Mary does. And we don't know what your needs are until you come to these conferences and voice. What is it that you're looking for? What is it that you want to do? And businesses, what is it that you're looking for, and what is it that you want to do? And we can start putting those together and design programs. We can design our dollars so that we get the outcomes, because I'm not wasting any more dollars putting people training and then they have the certificate and walking around shopping for a business to pick them up. Those are gone. What we need are those when you finish a program, you go right into a job that's been designed for that program. And that's what Mary understands. That's what Mr. Bigler's company is all about. We've had great success. Those are poster childs for what we're trying to do. And we want to do that and expand that out to other businesses, other opportunities, and other careers. And hopefully we'll start getting people together to start getting a good idea of where we are going to lay out this next year and develop those kind of programs and boot camps and education certifications for those needs. And I can't stress it enough. Get the word out, start listening, start preparing. What else do you have to do? So you might as well start getting and start thinking and generate those brain thoughts on what is your next plan of action. And that's what we're trying to get.
In Full Zoom is presented to you by Calvo Enterprises, Inc. GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information. In Full Zoom is presented to you by Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
And of course, you've been immersed in this unemployment program, but that money's not going to last forever. I mean, we've got up until December, and the likelihood of that continuing is pretty slim at this point.
Yeah, so, utilize this opportunity, get my money to get you in a comfort area so that you can start planning your future. Because, yes, It's going to run out. The money's not going to last forever. And you want to come out of it better than where you started. That's the whole intent of this whole conference, is to let's get yourself into a better place than where you started. And I applaud Mary and Mr. Bigler for their continued work with trying to get these goals accomplished.
All right. And Wayne, can you just, from your perspective, just encourage businesses to participate in this as well?
Yeah, definitely. I encourage the businesses, as Dave mentioned, you know, one thing that has made our program so successful was that we've committed to hiring those who completed the boot camp. And again, the boot camp is taking that unskilled individual to a semi-skilled individual. You know, they graduate, go through the apprenticeship program, continue that skill level, because we want to continue the cycle. That one of the reasons why we've you know, wanted to expand on our apprenticeship program is that just to bridge that generational gap. A lot of our journey workers are the old-time ship repair SRF workers during the civil service days. And so we've been beneficial that they continue to work even though they're past retirement age, and they're helping our apprentices, you know, learn the trade. And at the same token, our apprentices are also sharing like what they learned in class with our journey workers. So, you know, it's in order for us to succeed, we want to have that collective participation and cooperation, because last thing we want is for an individual to go to a boot camp, go through all these certifications, and then like Dave alluded to, excuse me, you know, they're walking around shopping for jobs like, hey, you know, this is my certification. So, you know, I implore with all the, you know, private employers out there, please participate in this, and you know, you won't be disappointed, especially with the program Dr. Okada has put together and the team she has standing behind her.
All right, thank you. And Dr. Okada, we got about a couple of minutes left, so I'm going to give you the last word. Please encourage those unemployed and underemployed out there to come to tune into the conference next week.
So I'd like to encourage everyone to participate in the Workforce Opportunity Reimagined Conference. This is your opportunity. This is your opportunity to step up. This is your opportunity to get trained and stand at the front of the line in workforce development and employment. This is your opportunity. Don't let it go away. Don't let it go to waste, because we are providing the support necessary. We are providing employers who are looking for skilled workers. They are going to guide you through this process, through a boot camp that is going to get you employment. So the 34,000 people that are unemployed right now that are currently under Dave's program, this is your chance to get what it takes so that you are not in the front of the line for unemployment. You are in the front of the line for true employment, for sustainability, for your family, and for our island community. So please come out and support and get your training. And for the businesses, please come out and support this conference. Sizus Maasi.
Well said. Thank you very much. All right, that's our In Full Zoom for this week. I'm Nestor Licanto. That's Dr. Mary Okada of GCC, Dave Dell'Isola of the Department of Labor, and
In Full Zoom is presented to you by Calvo Enterprises, Inc.